Hey guys, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. So on the table you see in front of you my 2.0 shield. Now I've done a video on this gun in the past, so this really isn't going to be an overall review. What it is just to show you the new Apex trigger that I recently got, and I've actually had it on here for a while. I did shoot it, so I'm going to put some video right now.
Oh what? Oh what? Have you missed the target? But it's still counts.
Yeah.
This is what I took from it. Smooth. It was right here. That's all I'm getting at. Right here. Smooth. Okay. 500. You right there. You haven't missed yet. This is what look at the hits. Every time you press you want to hit on the card. Right now, that's the thing. Every time you press
All right, so we're back to the table, and as you guys can see, you know, the groupings were okay. I would be totally honest with you by saying that I don't really technically shoot this gun very well. I think it's just really more of me than anything else. One of the things that I did notice as I was shooting the handgun was that with these sights in the front, and again, you can see these are the F8 sights from Excess Sights, one of the things I had to do was I actually had to adjust where my point of aim is. Again, I'd like to be able to tell you that what you want to do is you want to aim and have this meeting up with the rears. However, one of the things that I did notice was that you actually had to, or at least I had to, kind of adjust it so I was tilting the slide a little bit up so that the orange is actually at the top of this, and that's where I was getting a better grouping. So I mean, overall, could it be the sights? Maybe. Could it be me? Probably. Is it the gun? I don't think so. But overall, the gun is reliable. I mean, a shield is a shield is a shield. And one of the things that I will tell you, for me personally, it is definitely one of the best single stacks on the market. I mean, it's reliable. It has a great track record. And, you know, aftermarket-wise, you can do a lot of things to this handgun to either upgrade capacity, put a better trigger on it, better sights, whatever it is that you want to do. So recently I was carrying it this weekend, actually today, and I was carrying in this little guy right here, which is a Harry's holster, and I was actually carrying an appendix, which is new to me. I decided to challenge myself like Big Johnson has, and I've decided to carry this for a little while. And honestly, it worked really well, so I'm very appreciative of that, and I will be doing a review on that holster as well in the future. Now overall, what are my thoughts about the trigger? Because that's the most important part of this video. And the trigger itself is fantastic. You know, as many of you know, the M&P triggers have gotten kind of a bad rap over time. Again, the 2.0s, I think, solved a lot of that problem. Are the triggers perfect? No, but they're pretty darn good. One of the things that I always had an issue with on the M&P triggers of any mark in regards to the 4 1/4, the compacts, the shields, is the hinge trigger. I just don't like the hinge trigger. Now, again, this is my beef. It doesn't necessarily mean this is everybody's complaint. But for me, I just don't like it. So as a result, what I decided to do, reach out to Apex. They were kind enough to send us to the channel. And I have to say, it was just really such a worthy upgrade for the gun again. In my opinion, they make great triggers. It does smoothen up everything in regards to how the trigger works. At least, again, that's my opinion. Again, here's the package with all the little goodies that were replaced. So you can see the plunger's gone, plunger spring, the sear spring, and the shoe. So everything is pretty much replaced in the gun. Off camera, I was testing the trigger pull on this, and this was coming in roughly around 5 pounds, give or take maybe a few ounces after that. But overall, it's a very solid trigger. Now, gun is safety checked, okay, so it is clear. And one of the things you're going to notice is that the take-up, again, isn't as short as, let's say, the M&P 2.0 or even my PPQ that has the Apex trigger in it also. But it is, you know, very smooth. It doesn't have like a gritty feel to it or anything, so it's a very smooth take-up on the trigger. Now, of course, once you hit to the back, and you notice that the trigger safety recesses all the way in, which for me is also a very big deal because it's just a lot more comfortable to be shooting this over a long term. Now, again, there's your take up, and then just a crisp break. Nice and crisp, very short, and then of course your crazy good reset, which is a notorious thing for an Apex. There's your reset, not a lot of movement at all, and then there's your secondary brake. So I mean, overall the gun functions flawlessly. Haven't had any issues with the gun or the trigger, and honestly, is it a necessity for the handgun? Probably not. Is it something that you would maybe want to invest some money in if you're going to hold on to this gun as a primary carry? I would say, yeah. I mean, I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. Now, one of the things that I did notice, and when I was actually putting the trigger and installing it myself, because again, I do all the work myself, because I figure it's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. And again, that's another bonus with the Apex system. But one of the things I did notice was that when you do get the trigger, you're going to have to install the trigger shoe onto the trigger bar. And what they do is they have this little, if you can see right there, that little pin that you basically have to attach your original trigger bar to, and it should snap in place. This one, it didn't do it. This actual pin was not pushed out enough for that, so I actually had to push it in with my vise and just get it enough so that I was able to attach the trigger bar. And then once it snapped into place, I was able to punch it in. So really, was it something that was just so out of control, hard to do? Not really, guys. It was very simple. As a matter of fact, for difficulty level in doing this, if you have some very slight mechanical ability, you can do this install yourself. You don't need to take it necessarily to a gunsmith. However, with that said, that's my own opinion. Again, that's going to be up to you. Don't take my word for it. I just do what I can do for myself. So that's just to make sure that I, don't tell people to do something and then they blame me for it. But again, it is fairly straightforward of an installation, and it doesn't require a lot of mechanical knowledge. So I did it myself, and it works, and it goes bang, and I'm very happy, especially with this little guy right here, that green laser from Crimson Trace that they put on here. It is such a nice little package for this handgun. So again, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the Apex trigger systems. Again, I think it's a very popular upgrade, and I think a very worthwhile upgrade that many of you should be looking at if you choose to go with this handgun right here. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up are always appreciated. Stay safe, and as always, freedom is never free.